no more. You like these guys, right?
Oh, I miss the 90s ska.
Me too. That was a huge movement.
It was fun. Was this Real Big Fish?
Yes. Way underrated band.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're great.
I went to a festival once where they played. Who else played? Beck played. I mean, it was like just heavy hitters. I think I saw the Gin Blossoms at that festival.
One of your favorites.
Yeah, they are one of my favorites. Recorded. Live, not so much. Real Big Fish, live, amazing.
Really?
I mean, oh my gosh, they bring it. I mean, everybody was just going crazy. Granted, this was a big, big radio play song along with Sell Out and everything else.
Sell Out was a great song, too. Was this like 97, 96, something like that?
97, 96, maybe 96, yeah. Oh, man, it was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Ska it had this, huge revival. It was interesting because Rancid is really like in the punk version of ska. It's a little bit harder, but they're still pumping. Like they didn't get caught up in that genre pocket. Mm-hmm. And I've been listening to Rancid a lot.
Yeah, I felt like why? Did people did we get too much of it, and then we just we're like, that's it, enough ska.
It became
no doubt ruin it for everybody.
I love the No Doubt's first album. I thought that was great.
Come on,
if you listen to Gwen Stefani's first that Tragic Kingdom and the stuff she did before that, she was hardcore. Her vocals were way different.
Yes,
and then it went over to the pop side. But like when you listen to her,
make money.
When she used to sit in with Sublime before their first record came out, you can go on YouTube. There's a couple of recordings of her and Bradley on stage. And she's like killing it. She had that really signature kind of punk rock style. There's some really cool stuff. But now
she's married to a country music star.
Yeah, now it's all over.
Or are they married or are they just dating?
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, who cares? The reason why we're playing Beer by Real Big Fish is you told us some news earlier in the week about your bar, and that was that the number one selling beer in your bar is Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Well, no, we sell a lot of it. I wouldn't say it's the number one.
Oh, okay.
We sell a lot of Pabst.
It does well.
It does well.
If it were to go away, would you continue to do well?
Oh, yeah.
You would?
Yeah. The one thing I've learned is when people are, because the reason that's the best seller is our cheapest one. You get 24-ounce can for $4. Mm-hmm. So when people are, they're tight, they're coming in and they don't want to get the $7 16-ounce IPA. They wanted to get a 24-ounce PBR for $4.
Do you think if Pabst Blue Ribbon went away, that there would be another
absolutely something else would just fill in its spot?
Beer that would slide in and fill the void.
Pabst Rebirth was that whole hipster movement, man. American Spirit cigarettes, a PBR, some dark glasses frames, a beanie that's not put on your head correctly, and a bad mustache.
And now, how is the correct way to put a beanie on your head?
I don't know. So it fits. When you've got a beanie that's kind of falling off the back of your head, and it's 88 degrees outside, it's that combination. California
is not a beanie place for the most part.
Last night,
this morning, time. And right now.
But in general,
you're heading out to your car right now,
you have to be committed to wearing a beanie.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't have to wear it all day long.
No,
and
I see guys with them on when it's like 75, 80 degrees. I mean, I would go nuts.
Later on today, if you're still wearing the beanie, the problem with that is all you're telling the world is that your head is sweaty and smelly underneath that beanie.
For sure.
And it's not smelling good at all. Coming up, we are going to highlight why I'm asking all these questions about Pabst Blue Ribbon and
you get me nervous.
The Broad Street Public House. Well, you should be a little nervous, but you think that somebody would fill the void.
Yes, absolutely.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Yeah. Because Pabst is suing Miller Coors.
What? For what?
And they are saying that Miller Coors is attempting to put them out of business. This is according to a Time magazine report.
Aren't all beers trying to put other beers out of business?
I think that's kind of...
Isn't that par for the course?
Free enterprise.
Right?
They've taken them to court over fears that they might soon be extinct. According to the court documents, Miller Coors is seemingly planning to end a long-standing partnership between the two brands in which Miller Coors produces almost all of the PBR products. So PBR still makes their beer, but they have a licensing agreement or a distribution agreement.
Miller Coors cans it and distributes it.
And they take care of that for them. Miller Coors is saying that they don't have the means to continue producing 4 to 4.5 million barrels of PBR that they make annually. and that PBR isn't paying them enough to warrant continuation of the deal. So they don't see that the deal is now. PBR is suing Miller and Coors to say, well, we are paying you enough, I guess. So, but I don't know how a court.
How does that work?
How does that work? Like if I go to the store and I'm accustomed to buying chips for $1.50 in a bag, and they raise the price to $1.89, I don't have legal ground to sue them and say, I'm used to buying these chips at $1.50. I'm going to need you to sell them to me at $1.50.
Or I will sue you.
Or I will sue you for the 39 cents. I can't do that. I don't understand how Pabst Blue Ribbon can do that. The PBR camp has said that Miller Coors is lying about their brewing capacity and could easily continue helping them regardless. Either way, does it matter? I mean,
they're lying.
Come on.
Make them stop.
We need to share. This is true millennial beer, right?
True. Entitled beer.
Participation trophy. Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's your participation.
You said
Here's your
you were going to
ribbon.
do it. Why aren't you doing it? You said you were.
The deal was issued before 2001, and it is set to expire in 2020.
So you get 2 more years of PBR.
Now, there are stipulations, according to Esquire, that will allow for two 5-year extensions to be put into place if the two can come to an agreement. But the problem is each side has the right to determine if and how the partnership would continue with the two sides. So it's basically the same thing where
if they don't agree, then they don't agree.
They're at a stalemate right now, and they stay in a stalemate throughout next year. And Miller Coors is like, sorry. Dude, sorry.
You're not going to destroy. You're not going to sway Miller Coors. That's a giant train of business.
And the thing is if Pabst is so popular, and they can do it on your own,
right?
We were talking with Ali on the podcast for the football games earlier this week, and he was saying that 805 they're going to start shrink wrapping 805. They did it themselves. Okay,
right.
They got to a point where they're going to package up 3 cans of 805, stick them next to each other, put a shrink wrap around them, and sell them right next to the king of beers,
right?
In convenience stores. They did it themselves. They didn't say, "Hey, somebody, would you please distribute our beer for us?" Pabst, you're a big enough brand,
right?
I would think.
All they have to do is bring it off the market for a year,
yes,
and then let it go off the shelves, and then come back with it. And then you raise it 50 cents.
Look at all the things that have been successful that have done that over the last few years. Twinkies. You remember the Twinkie madness?
I don't.
You don't remember Twinkie madness?
I don't eat Twinkies. I didn't know they left.
Twinkie was going away, and they went away. They went away.
Right.
They went away
for
like 6 months, and people were running out and buying Twinkies
in just droves.
In droves, and they were reselling Twinkies on eBay for like $50 a box.
Oh my gosh.
And people were buying them.
Oh my gosh.
At that point, some baker, I forget what company owns Twinkies now, came in and said, "I think that's a pretty popular brand. We'll go ahead and distribute it for you." And then,
let's bring back the Twinkie.
Let's bring back the Twinkie because there's money to be made on it.
Snowballs, not so much. Twinkies.
So even if Miller Coors was to put them out of business, the same thing could happen for Pabst Blue Ribbon.
This PBR isn't the original Pabst. It's a company that bought it. Yeah.
It's not. This is not the one that won the gold medal.
That won the blue ribbon.
I'm sorry, the blue ribbon. Back in, what was it, 1890 or something?
The county fair, the Milwaukee County Fair.
We were named best radio station in New Times in 2008. And on my email signature, it said, what my title was at the station and all that stuff. And then it said, voted best radio station 2008 by New Times readers. And now it's like NPR or the Tina Bopper station. They always get it because those people care.
Yeah.
They tell their people to vote. We never told anybody to vote. It was just so happened in 2008 we were named it. And I had it on my signature, and I forgot. Like this is what I do with my email signature. I forget about it because you don't ever look at it, so you never update it. Like, gosh,
who knows what yours says right now?
I don't even know what mine says right now. I mean, my titles could be totally different.
Buy your 2012 golf card.
It might say that. And Jeremy in 2013, he goes, dude, could you take this off your signature? I'm like, what? He says, it makes it sound like we were popular 5 years ago. I was like, well, we are popular 5 years ago. That's what Pabst has been rolling with, that blue ribbon since like 1890.
I wonder what could take Pabst's place.
It's a really
bring
good
back
question.
the Keystone.
Like if
Natty Ice tall cans.
if I am a budget beer, and we did when we did the podcast,
Yeah.
we did the taste test, and Pabst scored really low in the taste test, really low.
Do you remember what won?
It was Miller Lite.
It was,
Miller Lite was the best light beer.
in our opinion.
Yeah, in our opinion, and just a 2-man blind taste test. But Pabst did not do very well. In fact, I think it scored the lowest of all the
I can't remember.
mass
Yeah,
produced.
I don't remember it being in the top ones at all.
But if I'm budget beer, or I'm Budweiser or Miller in this instance, and maybe they are trying to put them out of business because they can go ahead and launch something that would be a replacement to make that marketplace. And then they make the money on the product and the packaging, not just the packaging and the distribution. I would be positioning myself right now, knowing that there's a possibility that Pabst is going away, and start working on a marketing campaign that targets that segment of the population that loves Pabst Blue
Well, it's
Ribbon beer.
interesting. So I kind of
Beanies.
unknowingly, I
beanie.
just did a test the other night. We ran out of Pabst at the bar, and so the guys that had been drinking them, 3 or 4 of them that night, were like, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, what do you want instead?" I was like, "Oh," and the next choice was Modelo.
Really?
Or Coors Original. Those are the two that they bounced to.
Coors Original is kind of right there with PBR as far as the trendiness of it.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's come back.
Yeah,
like super popular.
Banquet beer is right there. I mean, it is sitting there right
next
next.
to Burt Reynolds,
Is it Burt Reynolds?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Is he the Coors guy?
It's well, the whole storyline is this guy pays him money to go because it was bootlegging back then to bring Coors
Yes.
across state lines. So they pay him to go take a thing, get a truckload of Coors and bring it back and not get caught. So the Bandit is in a Trans Am to try and evade the police to not pull over the big truck with all the Coors in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole premise of the movie.
I don't remember Smoking the Bandit.
Oh my
It
gosh,
was Coors, huh?
it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Was that product? Was it 78, 79?
I think
When there
the
that
beer was just so bad back then that people were, oh my gosh, Coors beer is the most amazing beer.
So, was that product placement, or did Coors get that advertising for free? Because that's a
don't know.
huge story. I mean, for the storyline to be,
it was all about Coors Original.
that blows ET's Reese's Pieces out of the water. So, anyways, if you're a Pabst drinker, there is reason for
Danger.
alarm.
Find your second brand.
Find another brand right now, possibly, or wait till it goes away and then comes back after it's bought by somebody else and they change the recipe for the 27th time since it's won the blue medal or the blue ribbon back in 1890.
The best deal I ever saw at a dive bar was it was $5 for a 24-ounce PBR and 2 Marlboro Red cigarettes.
That is awesome. Where was that?
I forget. I think it was in another state.
It
I want to
gotta
say it
be,
was up.
because that would never be
I want
California.
to say it was up in Oregon, but I can't promise.
Speaking of which, I guess smoking's at an all-time low, which is probably a good thing.
As it should be.
Have you ever tried smoking a cigarette?
Absolutely.
How old were you when you tried to smoke the cigarette?
Well, my dad smoked when I was young, so the cigarettes were around. So I think I might have grabbed a puff off one, or just sucked a little bit out, not inhaled. When I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I started working at Little Caesars Pizza and realized that you could take smoke breaks.
Yeah, you get a break,
You didn't get a break, but if you smoked, you had to go sit outside.
which is the dumbest policy.
Right. So the first ones I would borrow. I hit up my manager, and she gave me her Virginia Slims menthols.
Yeah.
And you can kind of choke your way through one of those pretty easy.
Right, because they're super. It's like they like the coffee stirrer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how wide they are.
Two sucks and the thing's gone. And then and they were menthol, so it wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go buy. I was 16. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy cigarettes.
And you bought Virginia Slims?
No, so I went to
Oh, okay.
7-Eleven. I go, hey, I'll take some Camels. And the guy's like, oh, okay, what kind of Camels? I'm like, just the regular ones. He's like, all right. And I'm like, that's a short pack of cigarettes.
Oh no!
So I get back and I got Camel Unfilters.
Yeah.
And dude,
Ouch.
oh my gosh,
Ouch.
I got one of those down and I was so buzzed. I could go back in. I'm like, just, oh my, head just light as air and trying to make pizzas. And I think that pack, I would just kind of fake smoke them for the breaks. I'd hailed one of them. I'm like, I can't do this again. So that was that. And then like,
did anybody ask you? Did they say, why are you smoking those?
I'm like, dude, this is OG, man. It's like World War II style. This is what they get. This is what my grandpa would get in his meal packs.
Wait, Matt, didn't you just smoking menthol Virginia Slims yesterday? Now you've graduated.
I'm badass now.
You've moved on. Yeah, I remember I bought a pack of those in a cigarette machine once because it didn't differentiate, or it did, but I didn't look close enough, and I smoked Camels at the time. So I was like, okay, it was at a golf course. I was like, they used to have the cigarette machine there, and I was like, oh, I need
I remember those cigarette
pack
machines.
of cigarettes for the course. And I pushed the button, and as I'm pushing the button, I'm like, wait a minute. I just hit and then they come down in the little thing, and I'm like, oh no. Wah, wah, wah. But it was like $8.50 a pack, which back at that time
was crazy.
Was a lot to spend, but you were paying the premium of being at the
golf course,
course to buy them. I was like,
so you're especially not going to buy another pack.
No, I'm going to choke my way through these during this round. Oh man, that was just brutal. Oh, that almost made me quit smoking. But thankfully, I got pneumonia many years later, and that got me to quit smoking. 14% of Americans over the age of 18 smoked cigarettes last year.
14%?
Yeah.
That's a really small number.
That is down from where the number was in 1965. It was close to 50%.
Wow.
In 1965.
Crazy.
So,
well, I mean, as kids,
the CDC's doing their job, right?
Remember as kids when they were smoking like on the airplane? Like, are you smoking or non-smoking? You're in a metal tube that's 150 feet long. And like, oh, past row 7, that's no smoking. There's no way it's going to affect you back there.
Yeah, right. You're a tube.
Yeah, everything smells like cigarette smoke in the plane.
It's like when you used to go to a Denny's and
no smoking section.
They would have a non-smoking section, and you would be sitting right next to them in a non-smoking section, and you'd be like,
"This
is no different. This is no different at all. You guys, this is a fake wall."
I remember that walking in restaurants, like, smoking or non-smoking.
This is like a Superman curtain in a bed and breakfast in South Dakota.
Way to pull it back! Excellent. Back to the tongue sandwich.
CDC saying that e-cigarettes are a big reason for this because people that are smoking are trying to stop smoking. So they're using the e-cigarettes and the vapors.
That glycol, but people don't know the damages that glycol, the stuff that people use for vaping is the same coolant that they use to cool beer lines in bars.
Okay.
And so all the people that own bars that were like getting this coolant for like $2 a gallon, all of a sudden the price shoots up to like $40 a gallon. And
you want people to smoke cigarettes again, so you don't have to pay for the
no, I have a small draw system. It's not a big deal, but it's just saying it's a coolant used in commercial refrigeration, and let's just put some flavor drops of nicotine in it and let's suck it into our bodies. I mean, I guess it's better than cigarette smoke, but it can't be.
Yeah, I mean, it's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I've known friends, that'll chew to get rid of a cigarette habit.
You know some people?
Yeah. They'll chew nicotine gum to get rid of a cigarette habit. I mean, it's probably better than cigarettes. I mean, cigarettes is smoke. I mean, look at, we've had smoke drift up here from the fire earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
And you go outside and you take a deep breath and you feel it then.
Oh my gosh.
And that is, you're talking about smoke that is hundreds of miles away. Now try putting it in a tube that is concentrated and directing
your
it
mouth
down into your lungs. That is terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. So good job, America, for easing back on the cigarette. 14%. I mean, pretty soon, tobacco companies with regulation of government regulation, it's going to be one of those things where it's like,
it's going to be harder than get hold of than pot, probably.
Is it going to be worth it to keep mass producing it, and is it going to be readily available? And it could really go up in price.
I think if all the people I know, maybe I know 3 people that smoke cigarette, 4 people in my life, and that's probably more because I work downtown a lot with
it's the seedy bunch.
It's still the bartender's break choice. The
seedy underbelly of San Luis Obispo. Where do the bartenders break if they can't smoke in San Luis Obispo?
Dude, after 10 o'clock, everyone smokes downtown San Luis Obispo. It's everywhere.
Where are the cops for that?
No one. It says no smoking everywhere. No one patrols it.
Cops going to hang out at a 3-way stop sign?
I'm going to volunteer to be a no smoking.
It wasn't even a 4-way stop.
Smack it out of people's
3-way stop. A 3-way stop. I get a ticket at a 3-way stop sign.
You did?
For not coming to a complete stop. Yeah. Yet people are smoking left and right after 10 o'clock.
Right?
Come on.
Some people.
I mean, San Luis Obispo police, I know that you are all about shooting fish in a barrel. They're all there for your taking right now after 10 o'clock. San Luis Obispo, get down there, start issuing those citations.
I don't know if they cite people. I think they just say it's not legal, but no one's going to do anything about it. So how do you enforce that?
The weirdest thing.
You can't do it. I mean, we're not going to do anything if you do it, but you can't do it.
Don't do it. Just don't do it, man. Don't do that. I want to see somebody brazenly smoke a cigarette right in front of a police officer.
See, I
walk up to him and start asking him questions and blowing smoke in his face while he's asking questions.
Or asking if he's got a lighter. You got a lighter?
You got a lighter, bro?
Just gonna... So a guy rolled into, I won't say the name of the restaurant, but was lighting a cigarette as he walked in the front doors. And people were,
European?
No. I was like, when was the last time you were able to do that, dude? Like, are you kidding me? He got rushed out of there so quick.
That has not been legal here since 1993.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOZ.com.
How pathetic can some people be?
If you work in a drive-thru, it's terrible because people talk down to you all day. They just treat you like you're stupid because you work in a drive-thru and you're clearly a dumb person. You can't do anything else with your life. You're dumb. You're an idiot, right? And like you can be as nice as can be to these people. Like I was very polite when I worked in the drive-thru. I'd be like, "Hey, here's your food. Have a great day." And they'd be like, "Thanks, idiot. Good luck with your baby." And I'm like, I don't have a baby. I don't know what that means. But it was the worst when, like, you would make a mistake in a drive-thru. People will lose their minds. It's insane how crazy they will go. Even when that mistake isn't your fault at all, right? Like, I'm working at a drive-thru one time, and a guy comes through. He orders his food, pulls up to the window, pays for it, and then drives away without his food. Okay? That is clearly not my fault, right? Like, I made no implication the transaction was over. I was like, "Hey, buddy, go and take off now." No. I didn't say anything. He just decided it was his time to go. And went, right? It's not over. I know you're very excited about that part, but it's not over. 15 minutes later, he comes back through the drive-thru, like very angry at me, and he pulls up at the window like, "Hey! I did not get my food!" I was like, "I know. You just left, buddy." Like, I thought it was funny, you know? But he was really upset, like it was my fault or something. He was like, "How come you didn't, like, run after me or chase me down?" I was like, "Oh, because I don't care enough to do that, right?" Like, I work in a drive-thru. I clearly don't even care enough to chase my dreams. You know, what do you want from me right now? Yeah. Good luck with your baby, idiot. Have fun.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Okay, so today we're going to Russia. Whereas I feel kind of bad giving these guys the dumbass of the day because I kind of think it's cool what they did.
The video is funny.
It's way funny. So these guys, like, there's a bridge there in Russia that they will only allow the cars to go on probably for safety reasons. And have you ever seen like Russian footage, like this footage that's shot? Everybody in Russia, because the insurance is so and the fraud is so bad over there, that everybody has a dash cam.
Yeah.
In Russia. That's why, like, if a meteor comes to hit like the United States or a comet from the sky, like
the Russian dash cam, someone's got it.
Yeah, if it happens in Russia, then you have 27 different instances of it really happening. These guys trying to cross this bridge, and it's vehicles only on this bridge, and they're tying up traffic because what they're doing is they got a cutout of a school bus, and they are basically Fred Flintstoning it with the cutout of the school bus. And they're like, "Well, it's our vehicle." And then, like, somebody comes up behind them and is like, "Hey, dude, you guys aren't allowed to do this." Like, "What? This is a vehicle. It didn't say that you have to have wheels on the vehicle. You could be a man-powered vehicle." And they're Fred Flintstoning a cutout of what looks to be Word Sauce's school bus. Shout out to Word Sauce because they're bomb.
You've got a great bus. That's what it looks like. It looks like a cardboard cutout of their bus.
There's a cardboard cutout of their bus, and they're just walking it across. But the thing is, I think they ended up accomplishing their goal. Now, they had to get citationed for doing so. It's not like they didn't get a ticket for not doing it, but they got halfway on the bridge before they realized, we got to do something to stop this. They didn't make them go back to where they started. They said, "No, just keep going. Fine, go ahead. But we're going to give you a ticket on the other side." So they accomplished their goal of getting to the other side.
It's cost them if they would maybe just offered somebody in one of the cars, hey, $10 if you just drive us across the bridge.
I don't know what the Uber policy is in that part of Russia, though. You know, maybe that's not allowed. Maybe it's like Austin, Texas, where they just don't allow it. Maybe the taxi union in that part of Russia is way too strong, and they don't allow for people to be giving people rides.
You never know.
And who can fit Word Sauce's school bus in their car? Nobody.
It's tough. You might have to throw it over the side of the bridge. It's Russia. I don't think it's illegal. Yeah. I think you can do whatever you want.
Nobody does that to Word Sauce. Come on. Congratulations to the Russians who would have got away for it if it wasn't for those damn commuters.
Yeah.
You Jeff and Jeremy's and Matt's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Okay, so the other day you said that you weren't into your traditional Thanksgiving.
It's not my favorite meal, no.
What about the side thing? So like you're going to do the turkey. That's traditional.
The turkey's probably my most favorite thing of the meal
because it's barbecued. Yeah. You can splice it how you want. Yeah. Do you guys do the green bean casserole?
No green bean casserole. We do mashed potatoes and all. I'm not a fan of mashed potatoes either. It's just like it seems like that's what you'd eat if you didn't have teeth or if you couldn't,
You and my daughter, and my wife, my daughter and wife can't stand mashed potatoes.
Oh, my kids and wife love it.
It is kid food. I mean, they should love it. I mean, it's
blended butter and salt with carbs.
Dude, give me more.
I can't do it.
I love it. My daughter can't stand it. They eat some hell out of some French fries, though.
Yeah, I love French fries. It's
do you consider mac and cheese traditional Thanksgiving fare?
I do not.
I do not either. Which is what is puzzling about this. Walmart is selling Thanksgiving holiday dinner kits. Price tag on these $47.88 because it's Walmart.
There's no pilgrim was eating mac and cheese.
Yeah, they are putting mac and cheese in as one of the sides on the holiday dinner kit. You could get glazed ham or smoked turkey with it, and it comes with green bean casserole.
Ham doesn't seem like it.
Mashed potatoes. Now, I don't know. All you have to do is pop it in the oven, and the dinner is done, and it can feed up to 8 family members or friends. If you knew that your family was doing Thanksgiving holiday dinner kit from Walmart, would you be excited about that?
No. I wouldn't go. I do my own Thanksgiving.
I do my own thing.
I like to cook, though. I wouldn't buy a kit from anybody.
What? You don't get those meal kits at the at like Vaughn's or anything like that?
No.
You know, I do the Blue Apron thing?
No.
Why not?
Because I know how to cook. I know what ingredients to go buy. I don't need someone to like pre-measure it out for me. And it's my thing. I like to cook. I don't watch sports. I'm not a man's man.
Go down the list of things that are going to be on your Thanksgiving table and tell me what's traditional. And tell me, and I'll tell you whether or not it's traditional. Okay.
Stuffing
traditional. Yes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Rolls.
Yes.
Cranberry sauce.
Yes.
There'll be some kind of usually I don't know. There'll be some vegetables. I just don't know I don't do them. So that's usually my mother-in-law's deal. She'll do some Brussels sprouts, sautéed Brussels sprouts. I'd say Brussels sprouts are pretty traditional.
That's pretty Californian.
Yeah, we don't do the traditional fried onion green bean casserole. I'm not sure what else we're gonna have. She'll find some new recipe, something that's non-traditional a lot. Turkey,
What about apps?
Appetizers? Mm-hmm. I do the sausage thing. I told you
the sausage thing. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I got.
Summer sausage, cheese, mustard, and cracker, a vehicle of some sort, doesn't matter what kind. That is traditional apps. That's the only apps I need. That's the only apps I want. Don't throw everything else at me. My mom makes this.
What about smoked sausage, smoked Italian sausage? You're not down for
that? I like processed smoked sausage that is packaged from Hillshire Farms. Yeah. Hillshire Farms.
Nuclear Holocaust sausage.
Yeah, sure. Armor makes a good one.
Yeah.
Anything that you can get in about that kind of length.
Yeah.
The bigger, the better. Don't give me that local stuff.
Stuff that's made far, far away that's been packaged. And
sure, why not? It's sausage. It can be done that way.
Well,
preservatives
in that is just unbelievable.
Who knows? Who cares? It's just an appetizer. You're not eating the whole thing.
Well, you've got something in your DNA that doesn't. You're gonna live to be like 95. None of that stuff's gonna matter. You're gonna blow away every statistic. I'm gonna die in like 2 years, and you're gonna be like, yeah, it was,
Too many local stuff.
too much local food. Too much local fresh products.
That's what it's going to say on your tombstone. Loved local food. Unfortunately, his love for local food killed him.
Not enough preservatives in his life. It was not preserved.
Gourd pie is a thing?
Gourd pie? Made with gourds? Like the decorative gourds we see on mantelpieces and stuff?
Yes, but
those things aren't edible, are they?
It is. It's a pumpkin. It's part of the pumpkin family.
Are you sure?
We went up to Cheeseboro Farms up in Templeton to buy some of our pumpkins, and they had gourds growing there that you could buy during pumpkin season. They had Cheeseboro Farms has every varietal of pumpkin. It's ridiculous, but they had the gourds, and you know why gourd is what. It's long, is because it grows on a vine, like a grape grows on a vine, but then it gets heavier and denser, and there's the filling, and it grows to the ground. They had like 6-foot gourds just hanging there chilling, and you go pluck a gourd off the gourd vine, and there was your gourd. So it's got to have something inside of it.
No, I
like
get
a pumpkin does.
But not everything that grows is edible.
I know. Why do you think I like summer sausage that's preserved? And not local and
never
fresh.
Been somewhere like, hey, we got fresh gourds we just roasted up. Would you like some gourd?
Yeah,
sounds so appetizing.
Gourd wine. If you're going to drink gourd wine, I'm sorry, not gourd wine. Gourd
That's
pie.
even more disgusting.
Gourd pie. Then they say that you should drink a what is this? Ciala Bianco Ronchi di Caia. From northeast Italy.
Yeah, it's a
white wine.
Italian varietal.
It's a white wine.
Well, they're going big. That's definitely not local wine.
No, this is not local. This is not local at all. Berry wine. You're gonna drink berry wine. Drink
berry pie. You're getting your pie and your wine mixed up. If you're having a berry pie, what kind of wine are they saying?
Oh, berry wine sounds good though. I would totally go for berry wine.
You can get that at Casa de Fruta out on the pass from. They sell every kind of wine you can think of: pomegranate wine, cherry wine.
Where's this?
Casa de Fruta. Have you never
up in Gilroy?
Yeah, no. It's the pass you take over from the 101 to the 5 by Santanella, kind of.
That's where that place is. I see. Okay, so I see the billboard up by Gilroy for Casa de Fruta all the time.
So when we drive to it's halfway between my parents' house and us. So
I've been by that place. The place with the lights. There's always like a ton of lights.
Possibly. We're always in the daytime. So.
It's where you go from Hollister over to Los Baños.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's like one area that has
one
anything.
Thing. Yeah, it's like there's a choo-choo and a carousel and a restaurant.
Is that place fun? There was a crash once on the 5, and we decided to jump over that way.
It's great for little kids as a halfway point. There's a playground, there's a train you can take around, there's a carousel, there's an ice cream and sweet shop. But you could tell it was just this little gas station. But everything's called Casa de something. So Casa de Fruta is House of Fruit. But they're like, yeah, and right, the Casa de Choo Choo, and there's Casa de Burrito for your Mexican food.
It's a lot better than Pea Soup Anderson's in Santanella.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great good
to know
because there's a full playground. I mean, the playground was built in like 1958, and I'm pretty sure you can get lockjaw if you cut yourself on it.
Oh, nice.
You're gonna do your tetanus shot.
So where's the closest hospital? Is it Hollister?
I think so.
Okay, good to know.
But the girls I
think there's an emergency care center in Gilroy.
My girls still think it's like the best place to stop.
They love that place, huh? Casa de Fruta. Okay.
Casa de Fruta.
They have blueberry wine?
I think they do.
I'm good. I'm getting some blueberry wine then.
Need some blueberry brandy.
There's all these wines on this thing. I'm not even going to bring up because it's like
kind of silly, stupid.
Well, no, it's they're like exotic wines from Europe, essentially. Yeah. That we don't make any.
You can't get here unless you
go to Casa de Fruta. So Casa de Fruta, congratulations! You got a big time shout out.
Huge shout out.
Right before the busy travel season, because everybody's seen your billboards, but nobody's ever known what.
If you're going from Central California to Northern California, that is the place to go, and you can get some cool.
It does add time to your trip though.
That's right off the trip. If you're going to stop for gas anyway, we make sure that's the bathroom, gas, lunch stop. Everything happens at Casa.
So you guys go when you go to Sacramento, because that's where your family's from. Yeah. You're telling me you go up the 101 to Hollister.
And cut over
at Hollister and go to Santanella?
And then come up the 5.
And then go up the 5?
Yeah. We've done every route possible.
That is the longest way that you could possibly go. Yes, it is.
No, map it.
No, that is okay, I'm sorry. It is the third shortest way that you could possibly go. But there are two quicker ways that you could go.
It's not quicker going Paso to 56 or whatever.
46.
46. That's not faster.
It is.
It's not.
It is. If you, listen to me, okay? If you cut off Kettleman City, which you can totally do.
How?
What you do is at the intersection of the 33 and the 41, okay?
Yeah, and you go up.
There's a gas station there.
Ardo or whatever that's
Avenal.
Avenal, that is.
Avenal. You go through Avenal, and the Circle K in Avenal, cheapest gas that you're going to find in, Lost Hills is
the
probably
last time I did
cheapest.
that, I got a ticket in Avenal, so I'm boycotting that route.
Okay, so you would rather drive
It's
60 miles out of your way.
No,
go by the Casa de Fruta.
It's not a 50. It doesn't take more than 15 more minutes.
That takes way more than 15 minutes.
I've driven
it too because there was a crash on the 5, and it took us forever. I'm like,
No, it doesn't.
Jesus, are we ever going to get home?
I get to Sacramento in 4.5 hours, 5 hours, no matter what way we take.
Okay, next time you go and next time I go, which is highly possible, it could be on the same day.
We'll race from here.
I want to race. I want you to stop by my house in Templeton. Okay,
We'll leave at the same
you're
time.
going to leave up there. You're going to keep going. I'm going to get off on the 46.
The thing is, even if I think it's the same amount of time, even if it was 45 minutes more, I would still go that one because it's just a better drive. Going out the 46 to the 5 out there is like driving through hell.
It's like
you're on Mars,
and
it's the worst.
You need
drive.
that landscape to remind you how beautiful the place is that you live.
Yes,
and how fortunate you are.
If you
only an hour away has this landscape.
If you do not appreciate San Luis Obispo, drive out that direction, come back that direction, you will just kiss the ground when you get back here.
Although next time I go, I do want to stop by Casa de Fruta.
It's worth it. It's worth a stop. Get yourself a Casa de Fruta mug, a Casa de Fruta shirt. Ride the Casa de Chuchu.
Casa de Chuchu free, or is it?
No, everything costs money. The best is it's like you can get an all-day pass to ride the Chuchu and the carousel as many times as you want for $20.
So you're gonna hang out at this gas station all day just so you can ride on the Chuchu.
I love that advertisement. I was like, they're going for any chance they can get. You want the all-day pass? No, we're just gonna go one time. I don't really want to go at all, but my kids are yelling at me, and I bribed them with this trip.
See, I'd have to get the all-day pass. Matt actually ran the numbers on Casa de Fruta route versus Avenal route to get to Sacramento. And
mine is 3 miles less, but takes 17 to 18 minutes longer to drive.
You told me 19. You said 7. Now you're dialing that back already? 17 to 18 minutes?
Yours is 5 hours and 8 minutes. Mine's 5 hours and 27 minutes. So that's even better. It's 15 minutes, I believe.
It's 19, actually, if you're doing the math. 27 minus 8
you're using real
is
math.
19.
I was using the new math in schools. Yeah,
it's called the math that is supports my argument. That's math for you right there. So, but
19 minutes difference.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. Okay, is my route has nothing you want to stop at.
I don't know.
Okay, there is nothing that you want to stop at.
That new place out in King City, or not King City, but Kettleman City. Have you been to that little? They've created that rest stop.
Yes, but that's why. Did you notice my route takes you through Avenal, which then skips by Kettleman City.
Yes,
because
there is something in Kettleman City.
That thing, they have a Doc Bernstein's there now, I believe.
It's crazy.
And the minute I saw them constructing that at Kettleman City,
I'm never going that way again.
I will never, ever, ever stop there because it's already a bone of contention for my wife because she wants to get Starbucks. I'm like, sorry, they don't got a Starbucks in Avenal. Because if you go to Kettleman City, you get stuck. Okay,
for at least an hour and a half.
Best case scenario, you're there at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. No, that's a bad day. On a Tuesday, you're getting stuck there for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Kettleman City is the fly trap for travelers.
Absolutely. Well, the reason
you can't go there without stopping.
Jeannie wanted to stop there the last time I go, so we stopped for lunch, and I'm like, okay. And I went over to the barbecue place and got 3 beers. I'm all, you're driving the rest of the way. Ha!
Maybe this is a very. This is a very.
Did you have 2 more beers? I sure did. You're driving. You're driving at least to Sacramento. See?
I'll be napping.
Absolutely.
Which is the worst, though? Out of Casa de Fruta or Kettleman City?
Casa de Fruta, we can wrap that up pretty quick.
You can.
Yeah, because
even though they want to sell you an all-day pass for the train and the carousel.
All I'll throw out is, I can see that the carousel and the train are shut down today. They're not working. Oh, they're not, Dad? No. We can go inside though really quick and you guys can pick out a candy. Okay. And then be like, oh, can we do on the carousel? I'm like, carousel or candy? Do you want a candy for the car? Or do you want a carousel?
Yeah, but if the carousel is spinning, if it's sitting there spinning around and people are enjoying themselves on it, you can't say that.
But it's so low budget. They've got one person that operates the train in the carousel. So once the carousel goes around, he takes a break, gets in the train, does a loop with the train.
Oh, nice.
Then you have to go back to the carousel. So you have got a break to say, oh, it's not going to happen for like another hour. And the kids don't have any concept of time. So, and you just bribe them with something else.
Yeah. Kettleman City might be a better stop than Casa de Fruta.
What?
I mean, not better, worse. Worse worse for dad purposes, better for family
Just
purposes.
the Kettleman City has like a playground, that little fake Western town. They can go kill so much time back there. There's nothing like that at Casa de Fruta. There's an old playground.
And it's such a, like, Kettleman City is the craziest place because if you go beyond that, it is. Like when my daughter was being potty trained, we had to go catch a flight in Fresno. We get through that.
Kettleman City.
We get through that area of Kettleman City where the In-N-Out and the Starbucks and the new Western town and all that stuff is. And then the real Kettleman City, like
It's down the road.
is down the road like 2 or 3 miles. And it consists of 2 stores that are convenience / whatever. I have no idea, but they sell a lot of calling cards. They sell a lot of calling cards at these stores, okay? And my daughter waits till we get past everything, and she's like, I got to go potty. I'm like, gosh, there's a Starbucks right back
There's
there.
everything. Clean bathrooms.
But we're running, and we got to catch a flight, and we got to make it there on time. So I'm like, fine, pull over at one of these grocery stores. The bathroom at one of these grocery stores was the most horrendous thing. It was like one of those where you walk into the guys and you're like, there's no possible way we can have you go to the bathroom in here.
I can just hold you in the air and you can pee at it.
And then you go back out and you say to your wife, you're going to have to see if the women's is better because the men's is terrible.
So I want my daughter to have kids someday. I don't want her to pick up a disease in there.
Right.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOZ.com.
Okay, so are you ready for your daily dose of birth control, Matt?
I'm ready.
What do you want to be?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's not in the Bible. It's the story of baby Jesus.
I don't like baby Jesus.
Why not?
Oh, that's not going to win you points.
Baby Jesus.
Oh,
That's not going to win you any points. That's not going to win you points at all.
Baby Jesus. I want to be Spider-Man.
That's Darcy. Darcy is a 3-year-old. The kids in school at 3 years of age in England, in Hamilton.
Apparently, I mean, it's preschool.
Daycare. Yeah, they don't plays or nothing like that.
I mean, mine weren't.
Not in the daycare. I mean, I
apparently it's not high quality because they believe Spider-Man was there the day Jesus was born.
Yeah, that's true. Later on in the video, she decided to be something else in the school play.
What? You've got to be an angel in the school play.
I don't like angels.
What do you like?
Batman.
You can't be Batman in the Nativity.
I want Jerry.
But you can be a beautiful angel.
I don't like angels.
Oh, that's where the kids.
So you want to go as Batman in the Nativity?
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Get me a Batman outfit with not a skirt one.
Right, okay.
A normal one with pants and with a cape.
Okay. And what about the angel?
I don't like angels.
Okay.
Batman wins.
If she caved, that's like the worst parent ever.
She did not cave.
She just did that.
She waited. Yeah, she did that for the video.
Yeah.
So people would talk about it. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
It worked.
But ta-da! This is the problem with it confuses children with Halloween being so close to the holiday.
Right.
Like Halloween is like for kids. That's the unofficial kickoff to the holiday season.
Absolutely.
Because it's just
it's for everybody. It's a kickoff to the holiday
it's
season.
Nothing but candy and fun and slacking off for the last quarter of the year. It's like you don't have to do anything. No. I guess it's not a quarter.
No, this month, my kids have like no school.
I know.
They have their 3-day weekend, and they have minimum days all this week. And like they were telling, like their homework is like make a turkey disguise, so
yes.
Turkey, and then they've got all week off next week. Come back for 2 or 3 weeks, and they have 3 weeks off. I'm like, how do you? I mean, feel bad for the teachers too. How do you get anything done consistently in this chunk of time.
Yeah, I was looking at we did the pasta car the other night.
I saw that.
You saw the pasta car?
I did.
Where'd you see the pasta?
I saw Becky's Instagram post.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I'm pretty much resigned to the fact that's probably all that will be learned from now until it picks back up again sometime in January.
Right.
Sometime in mid-January. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I remember being a kid and even first, second grade going to school like up until a couple days before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and having to deal with it.
Or Thanksgiving, you got Thanksgiving off. Most of us got Friday off afterwards. And now everyone's like, I'll just give them the whole week.
Yeah, now they get the whole week off.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get like
a week off before your 3 weeks to 3 weeks off? Yeah.
It must be terrible being a teacher because you're just reining them in.
Halloween, you're just getting the sugar out of their system.
You've just got them into this zone where like, all right, they're learning. And then Halloween comes along and just throws a wrench in everything until mid-January.
It's true.
It's like I can't do anything with these kids.
Yeah, and if people are going on vacation, family trips, and they're anticipating everything, and
the system really needs to look at this with a critical eye. And you think I'm joking around here because that's 90% of what I do, but I'm being dead serious. They need to look at this with a critical eye and look at these like all these problems that kids have with like their attention and their focus, and look at the schedule that you are giving them between October 31st and mid-January.
Yeah.
That is the reason why they don't focus on anything.
Just to do another break. Switch up summer, do the winter break, the summer break.
No, don't. No, don't do that. You make them go to school up until the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Then they pick up on the Monday after Thanksgiving. Then they go all the way up until, I don't know, a few days before Christmas is fine. The 20th. The 20th gives you plenty of time to get to where you are going, unless you're going to Bali.
It all depends on where you fall on.
Yes, and you play it by that. Like this year, what, it's on a Tuesday, so the 20th would probably be a really good day.
How'd you already know that?
Because I know
your break. You know,
I know.
Break.
So Christmas is exactly 2 weeks before my birthday. New Year's Day is exactly 1 week before my birthday. So I always know the lineup because it's back to back to back.
So you're the 8th.
Yes. So my birthday is the least important of all of them. Like, you know, it's like people are sick of. They're like, oh gosh, this Tuesday we got Christmas, and then the next Tuesday, oh god, we got New Year's Day, and nobody cares about Jeff's birthday. That's the way it goes.
I'm putting it on my calendar.
Well, that's fine. You'll forget,
or I will not forget,
or it will amount to a text message because that's what
you just wait.
That's what happens.
You just wait.
No, I'm fine. I'm reserved. I'm good. No,
I know you are. No,
I am good. Trust me. Please don't do.
I'm going to throw a big thing.
I'm good.
I know how much you leave people and events and things. And
you know what I will do?
Come to the bar and have a beer.
I used to tell the girls on the cheerleading squad in high school that if I caught them TPing my house, I knew I was friends with them. But if I caught them TPing my house, and my bedroom window was right next to the big tree, so I would hear them and it would wake me up. And I have dogs that would bark and it would wake me up. I will call the police on you, no matter what. You won't. Try me. I never got my house TP'd. Dude. I will call in sick on my birthday. I'm just telling you that right now. I will lock myself in the house.
Dude, my best TP story was the best way to end TPing, but the worst thing to do legally. My brother had a shotgun, and I know someone's TPing my house. I'm not a gun guy. I don't, So, it wasn't loaded, but I grabbed the shotgun. I just ran out in the front yard, cock it. You've never seen guys dive onto the lawn, arms in the air, and I'm laughing, and then I realized I'm holding a gun right now, and they believe it's loaded.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOC.com.
We are true to form for the whole week. We are only 14 minutes late to give away a poster, I guess.
People are sitting by their phones right now.
We're giving away a poster. They're sitting by their phones. They are sitting by their phones.
They're waiting across
because we've got a
Entertainer of the Year posters.
That'd be awesome. Those would flap the shelf.
This is Chuck versus Tito.
Lidell Ortiz number 3.
Number 3. This is the 3rd installment.
The last installment?
Depends on how hurt they get.
Is it ever the last? I heard that Floyd Mayweather is going to fight some Filipino MMA superstar.
Are they light heavyweight or heavyweight?
Then after that, he's going to fight a mountain lion.
Light heavyweight. Yeah, it's like, is there ever? I will never say that a fighter is retired.
I will say
because both these guys have been ratired until
for a long time.
Yeah.
Until
they need money.
Oscar De La Hoya goes, "Hey guys, you guys got a date for the forum on the 24th."
I will say that Tito has Chuck beat hands down on his shoe game. Like Tito's shoes. Every time I've hung out with this guy, his shoes are amazing. Like we're talking bedazzled, sparkled.
Ortiz's shoes?
Yeah.
Did you say every time you hung out with this guy?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a glamorous guy.
He's very.
Tito is.
He wears like those like embroidered jeans. And stuff.
Yeah, that's very glamorous.
That's
bedazzled jeans.
That's the difference between the two.
A dude.
He's a glamorous, cologne wearing, a lot of hair product wearing guy, and Chuck
is wearing like
literally gets out of bed, throws on some jeans and a t-shirt, and he's dressed for the day.
Yeah. Does he wear New Balance though? I wonder.
Chuck?
Yeah.
I think he wears whatever's
maybe nowadays. Because if you as you get older,
when you wear New Balance shoes though, that ups your barbecue game by like 15 points. It's a modifier.
They are performance barbecue shoes.
They are great for lawn mowing.
All right, this is somebody we're calling. See if they answer their phone. Know what the word of the day is. They'll be the last qualifier. Pick that random. Can't even hang till it. Come on, you got to answer your phone.
They're like, I'll wait till I'll wait 15 minutes, but I'm not waiting 17 minutes.
That's it.
I'm not winning this.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You did answer your phone. Is this Kevin?
This is
Kevin. What is the Lidell Ortiz 3 word of the day?
I never got a response back when I texted it in, so I don't know.
You did. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the chain right now. I'm looking at the chain.
Oh. I don't know. Hold on 1 second then.
Check quick. You got 10.
9.
I don't see a response.
8. 7.
Oh.
It was sent at 7:17 a.m.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it.
Oh.
So I feel bad for you then.
Sorry.
He did get it.
Well, his phone might not have gotten it.
Oh, yeah. What if he's in a bad area or something?
Yeah. He didn't receive it. He's
way to go, guys.
Former KZOZ listener.
Sorry.
I'm not offended at
I get paid by the word, not by the listener.
Well, good morning.
Well, good morning. You must have been listening. Did you get the code word for today?
I do. It's grapple.
Good job, Sarah.
Yes.
Finally, you guys told me this week.
Sarah, good job. Okay, so you're the final qualifier, and originally, get this. This is a great look behind the corporate makeup of radio. Okay, we were going to draw one of the names on Monday morning, right?
Right.
But because there's a $200 cash prize, and everybody in our corporate offices has a short week next week, and they want to hit the road because of Thanksgiving, and they know they got to drive through Kettleman City. They want us to draw the name today. So coming up here in 10 minutes, we're going to draw maybe your name or maybe somebody else's name.
You
okay,
could be the winner.
Hold on the line.
Fingers crossed. I hope I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hold on the line, Sarah. Yeah. So
for Sarah, she's nice.
I got that in a text message. Could you guys draw the winner tomorrow? Why? We told everybody all week long we were going to do it on Monday. Yeah, but
we don't really
they want to make sure that the winner gets their money, and they want to cut the check tomorrow. All right. I forget how we did. We did this once with the three of us in here, where we had to draw somebody's name, and I forget how we went about it. Did I ask you who your favorite? It had to do something with bands, didn't it?
Possibly.
You guys don't remember this?
I know you did something where you did something, and I knew what it was.
Oh, God, that is so. That's
How many times have we done something to
so
do
familiar.
something? It all kind of bleeds into one.
I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am.
What we're doing is we're drawing a name out
Is your
of.
head in the trash can again?
Can't see anything.
That actually happened to my brother. He used to roll out of bed. He used to fall out of bed. And one night I hear this echoey like, I don't know where I am. And his head went in the trash can. So he woke up with this metal trash can over his head and just freaking out.
How old was he?
He was like 7 or 8 years old. I don't know where I am.
Gosh, this is just a couple of years ago.
Get mom and dad.
My buddy Gabe was sleeping on the futon, and he's a bigger guy, and he rolled over on one side of the futon, and the futon tipped over, folded up.
Folded him into it?
I just wake up to this. Why is this happening to me?
Because you're trapped like a straitjacket, right? You can't get yourself out of that
No.
situation.
He's just laying there.
You comfortable, buddy? All right, I'm gonna go back to bed.
Gonna go take a shower. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Okay, so
Cheese?
Victor, Grady, Jonathan, Christopher, and Sarah all are qualifiers for the tickets to see
That's pretty good odds right there.
Yeah.
Chuck Lidell and Tito Ortiz. We're gonna give them $200 to go down to the show and get room in Inglewood.
Where you at?
Or it's not continental breakfast, it's noodles.
Right. If the Thai family's staying in room 242. If they've checked out, you might not have that option.
Hell, you might be able to get a week of rooms in Inglewood for $200.
It's true.
Just depends on the situation. The fight goes down next Saturday, November 24th. And, okay, so
It's a fight to honor the pilgrims.
I'm going to ask you, Steve, to give me a number between 1 and 11.
7.
7.
That's a good number.
8. Okay, now, you, Matt.
Yes.
Who's your favorite band that we have played this morning so far?
You're assuming I listened to the music in between when we're talking. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, God, you had to give me something with a lot of letters. 6.
Would the Who been better?
5. 11. What? How many letters was in Peppers? P-E-P-P-E-R-S. 7. So 18. What number did you give me?
7.
7.
It's 25 total.
18 plus 7 is 25.
Correct.
Divide that by 5.
5.
And you come up with 5. There are 2 people with 5 letters in their name.
This is the most complex.
There are 2
science.
people. It's down to Grady and Sarah. Okay, there are 2 people with 5 letters in their name.
You've made it to the final 2.
Yes. Okay. Let's flip a coin.
Let's do it.
All right.
Who's got a coin?
Who's got a coin? Oh, and my daughter gave me a dime this morning.
You charging her?
There's a penny.
No, she
Charge her for a ride to school?
She found it on the ground, and instead of saying she knows her dad, she goes, "Hey, I found this on the ground," and I said, "Oh, cool." And she goes, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." I realized, man, I am a cheapskate. Okay, I got to part with a dime for my daughter.
What's Grady? What's Sarah?
Okay, so I don't want to say that Sarah's tails, so we'll say she's heads. Okay.
Why can't she be tails?
Me too. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Ready.
Do it.
Wait.
So Sarah's.
We're witnessing this.
Sarah's
Sarah.
heads.
Sarah's heads. Grady's tails.
Okay, here we go. Oh, great.
Got a spinner.
It's a spinner.
Looks like heads.
Heads. Congratulations to Sarah, who qualified this morning, Sarah. That could have been you, Kevin, but it wasn't.
Recently
So-
married. Hopefully she's going down with her new husband and they can
Yeah, that's right. She
enjoy
had
the
to-
beauty of Inglewood and the blood sports.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOC.com.
From the album Bad Company.
It's a great album. I'm a Bad Company fan. Paul Rogers.
Do you like? Is it better than straight shooter? I like straight shooter better.
Isn't
the one? Which one? Wait, which one has shooting star on it?
I think that's Bad Company.
Oh, it is.
I think so.
Then I'm wrong.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on which Bad Company song. Yeah.
Who listens to albums anymore? Anyways,
right. Come on. I do actually. At the Broad Street Public House, we do.
Oh yeah, you guys have vinyl that you
we
play,
do
right?
have vinyl, and if you haven't checked it out, you can come do me a favor. Come say hi this weekend or Monday nights. I'm bartending for sure too. But Broad Street Public House, we have a comedy night on Saturday. We have 5 comics coming from around the state, and 8 to 9:30, a little 90-minute comedy set to end your date night if you want to. Come on out. Sunday's trivia
5
night.
comics split up the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Huh? Trying to do some math.
Because one of them's headlining, so someone, a couple guys will get like.
So somebody's gonna do like 25, 30 minutes.
I think so
on their own.
I think.
Wow.
I mean, the 5 comics is 9. Yeah.
Do you guys have a stage or something?
I'm gonna create a little corner.
You're going to create a stage?
No, I'm not going to build up a stage, but like put a little carpet down, a little spotlight, and kind of make it feel like a little comedy club.
You're going to stand them up.
You're going to hold a bottle and
flash
light through the bottle.
What if one of these guys is like super short?
Like a midget. Well, then everyone's going to be sitting in chairs. So
what if he's like one of the elves from the South Pole? He's an angry elf.
He's only going to tell dad jokes.
I'm going to put him on my shoulders then. It'll be funny.
That'll be awesome. I hope he's the headliner then. What? I got to be here for 25 minutes with this guy on my shoulders?
That'd be good.
That would be comedy,
right? Let's just start an act. Like we just go do that. You just get on my shoulders and start telling. Even if the jokes are bad, just my
sorry,
my
bro.
face.
I got a stage. Then get over here. I got to get on your shoulders.
And every once in a while, you just like say, like, hold still.
Stop kicking.
Hey, I got to go handle something behind the bar. Just the spotlight will follow you.
It's a wireless mic. Just keep talking.
So that's tomorrow night?
That's tomorrow night, yeah. And then Sunday's trivia night with Dr. Ricky Volpe, grocery scientist.
What time does that start?
Trivia?
Sunday night's kind of dicey.
Trivia is 5 o'clock on Sundays.
Okay.
So it's usually over by like 6:37.
Nice.
So that's what we thought. People have to go to bed. They want to go to work. They don't want a late night. So trivia is earlier. Comedy's later.
So comedy starts at 8 o'clock
8
tomorrow?
o'clock, yeah, on Sunday.
And what happens on the trivia if you win the trivia?
You get $25 towards your tab.
Oh. Yeah. That's not so bad. And bragging rights. I mean, that's why anybody gets in these trivia things.
And it's no cost to enter, so it's just for fun. It's a good time.
How's it structured? Is it like a game show?
You have team. So you can be a one-man team, but you can have 1 to 5 people on your team, and you have rounds, and he scores per team. And
has anybody gone in there as a one-man team and walked away with the victor?
Last week, a one-man team, Dan got 2nd place.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive.
And
that is pretty impressive.
Some of his categories.
I don't need anyone. I don't need anybody's help.
I don't need anybody to drag me down.
Because he is a PhD, some of his categories, we'll have like an entertainment category, and I'm killing it. The next one, he's like, astronomy. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, what's the star? I'm like, the sun, in the middle of the universe. It's the sun. It's like, no, that's not what I asked, Matt. Please stop yelling out. I get Saturn for heckling.
It's not a star?
I didn't get any question right there, but Will Ferrell movies, I killed that category.
Yeah? Angry elves. Kevin writes in on the 805 Beer text line. He had a question for you, Steve.
Oh.
He says, do you consider yourself the dumbass of the season? Let's see. So
wow.
So does Steve trading for Bell make him the dumbass of the season? He's talking about Leveon Bell. And which
is not similar to Taco Bell.
I would say yes. And I would say yes because I offered him Nick Chubb for Andrew Luck, and he said, nah, I'll go ahead and put my chips on Leveon Bell.
Hey, it's called gambling. It's called gambling. You're going to win, you're going to lose.
Nick Chubb is such a stud. He's such a stud now. I'm like mad that I traded him.
You know what sucks? I don't know if you follow the history of our league. I actually picked him up like in week 2 or 3.
And then you've dropped him.
And then I dropped him.
And then I picked him up, and then I picked him up. I just happened to be the one hanging on to him when they traded off Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
I had a nickel for every time I dropped Nick Chubb.
I know.
But you gotta gamble, man. You gotta either you go big or you go home.
You don't win big if you don't gamble big.
Exactly.
But you had a sure thing. I was going to give you Nick Chubb back.
I'm not going to go for the sure thing if there's a potential. You know me.
How does Nick Chubb feel about all this? You picked up and dropped all this.
Nick Chubb, well, he's not getting dropped now.
At least his first name isn't Richard.
This guy went from like a guy. Yeah, I know. That would be horrible.
Dodge that bullet, buddy.
Change one letter in that first name, man. It could be a totally different outcome on your life.
The landlord of my next door neighbor's house is Richard Pierce, but in his business card he goes by Dick. Yeah,
Nice.
he handed me his card and I was like, pff.
Does he work in a tattoo parlor?
No, and I was like, but it says like, Korean War veteran right underneath it. So you can't laugh. You do that part, you're like, okay, I can't laugh too hard. But I'm like, that was a rough one to go through.
Sometimes you got to take risks in life.
Okay,
kids, and sometimes those risks are going to end up with a poo on a pancake.
Kevin, I hope you are satisfied with that answer, and I hope Steve's team is satisfied with the outcome of the season.
Wow,
you're doing okay though. You're like in third or fourth place. So you're ahead of me.
Are all the other games I picked on this Sunday? Some on Monday, maybe?
One is on Monday.
Okay.
The Rams and the Chiefs game is on Monday.
Okay.
So it's a long weekend for you. Sweat-induced weekend.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOZ.com.
Saturday the 17th, the Cal Poly Mustangs play their final home game. We welcome into the studio right now Coach Tim Walsh for their final game of the season, and congratulations on beating Idaho State. You beat a ranked school this year.
Yeah, we did. And it's a team that was playing for the championship, and still is. They are again this week, but that was a great win. We've obviously played the best game we've played in the last couple of years, and played an all-around game.
Yeah, and it's got to be a good feeling to get that complete game and know that heading into this weekend, you still got Southern Utah. And they're no slouch either,
champions.
Yeah, so that you have the tools and the capability to go in and have success.
I was talking to some people. We've gotten better every week, and we're young. We return almost 9 or 10 starters on defense return.
Wow!
And to hold Idaho State, was number one in the nation in total offense, and hold them to 14 points and 200 yards less than their average. That's a heck of a defensive performance we had last week. And you combine that with 400 yards rushing and a fumble picked up and scored, and we played 3 field goals were kicked. A lot of good things happened in the game all the way around. But I really think the defense set the tone, and it gave our offense, who's played fairly well the last 5 or 6 weeks, it gave them even confidence that, hey, if we play like we've been playing, we're going to win. And I think that's the way we want to play this week, obviously.
Did you probably don't have time during the season to follow what other schools are doing or
Depends on what school. If it's Washington State.
No, it's not Washington State. University of Houston. Cougars of a different.
Well, today, because we get Thursdays at night, I get home early.
Okay.
And so you get home early and throw on ESPN or whatever, and you see that, and you just go, number one, they have enough money to buy enough coats for everybody. I mean, what is the big deal? If I can see that happening to me, where I got a budget of about,
So people might not know what we're talking about.
I can buy 10. I got to pick out the 10 guys that can wear the coat. But, really, I mean, it was, to me, it was a little ridiculous.
So what happens last night is the star defensive player is sitting out. He's likely a first he's probably a top 10 draft pick in the NFL. And he's sitting out because he's got a knee injury. And what I had heard is the coach saw him joking around with people before the game and jumping around and having a good time. And maybe this is the coach trying to send a message, coach's Major Applewhite. And during the game, the kid is wearing a jacket. And it's how do you describe these jackets? I mean,
it looked to me. I only saw it from a distance, so I really didn't get a good look at it. It looked like it was probably something that had to do with the weather, I guess.
Yeah. So, but like the big jackets that you can wear over pads,
keep you
essentially.
Warm. Yeah,
it keeps you super warm. Well, he's not exerting any energy on the sidelines, so he's probably the coldest of the crew, right? He's just standing there in his sweats. The coach comes over to him halfway through the game and says, "Hey, no, coats are for." It's like the whole the Glen Ross coffees for closers. It's like, no, coats are for players, and he made him take his coat off.
Yeah.
He made him take his coat off, and it
got ugly.
Yeah, it got super ugly. Like they're walking into halftime and they're screaming at each other. Yeah. The player and the coach are screaming at each other, and everybody, of course, sees this, and they're reporting on it this morning. And you saw it last night on ESPN. I saw it this morning when I woke up and I turned on the TV. It was the craziest.
Yeah, I hate to say anything. I mean, to me, as the head coach, come on, man. There's a way you can handle that might not end up in an altercation. Number one, and number two is
it's almost like you're poking the bear at that point.
At that level, they have 140 coats probably. Why don't you bring all 140 coats out? I don't know. I don't get it. And then to make a scene over it,
right?
Yeah, and I get if he was maybe
super passive aggressive.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's for play. That's not for people.
So you're going to need to take that off.
Yeah,
it's like that overbearing boss that you've had.
Most of us would probably say, "What?"
And that's what he said. You saw the look on his face. He's like, "Wait, he's joking, right?"
Take it off.
You never know though what the week was like, and do you know who I am?
Right.
And I'm not playing this week.
Exactly.
Maybe I could play, but I'm not playing because I'm going to be a 7th pick in the draft, and I don't need to play here anymore.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that could be behind the scene on it, but I mean, the whole thing's avoided if they just have 110 or 120 coaches out there. We don't got to worry about it. Our budget, I got to worry about stuff like that. But
how many coats do you have for tomorrow night? Because it can get cold tomorrow.
We live in beautiful California.
I know, but by Californian standards,
it's not going to be cold.
But okay, now
it could dip into the high 50s.
You and I are.
Darn it.
You and I have webbed feet by nature, okay? But like, have you seen people lately? What they're wearing? They got knit hats and scarves and walking around with gloves on and hot chocolate.
They're trying to pretend like it's winter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we practice. I'm on the field usually about 5:45 in the morning, Monday through Thursday, and has been.
Yeah, it's cold. It's been cold.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been chilly. You're up too. Yeah. I mean, it's been cold lately.
And the sun's going to go down early.
Oh,
4 o'clock.
Please,
4
it's
o'clock
7 o'clock
kickoff
tomorrow night. All 12,000 of you better have a good time and be wearing short sleeves. This is not Portland, Oregon, or Spokane, Washington.
Well, if they're short on coats, feel free to donate. So there's no scenes on the sidelines.
That is one thing we are doing. We are donating clothes to the fire victims in Paradise.
Oh, really? Cool.
Football team.
So for people coming to the game tomorrow?
No, our team's doing it.
Oh, how cool.
Nice. That we're doing. And I think, you bring up clothes and this guy in a coat and all this stuff, and you think about what people are going through up there right now.
Absolutely.
It kind of makes sense. So we're taking shoes.
Matt actually has and a knuckle that has been displaced by this.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Man,
they've got a lot of support, which is nice. But
you can only imagine. I mean, when you don't have to ever go through something like that. I saw people on the news this morning. I was like, wow. Yeah. How do you deal with? I lost everything.
Yeah. My aunt was also living in both my grandparents passed away, but living in their house with all their memories and history and photo albums and everything.
All gone.
The sheriff came by and grabbed her. She didn't have time to grab her purse, insulin, pets. Wow. It was just got her out and they wiped out the entire neighborhood.
It moved so fast.
God bless them, man.
Yeah.
You can't. It's all you can say is that. So happy that and who knows? We don't have to. We're dealing with it 300 miles to our north and 120 miles to our south. I mean,
well, that's the thing. It was a retirement community. So I think 5 of the families I know have all family members have lost their. So it's like I did like some fundraisers for them, but they're like, yeah, I would, but like my grandma lost her house and my cousin doesn't have a place to live. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, this is the time. I mean, I was thinking about just the sheer numbers and how many people have been confirmed dead. And like, these numbers, like when hurricanes hit. And
it's like 53, but 630 people are still.
There's still a lot of people that are out there, and they think that the majority of those people are elderly people that are probably.
Yeah, so it's just devastating. And like you brought up, Matt, I mean, the donation pool is going to be very shallow because it's going to be so spread out.
Right.
So anything.
We're going through Red Cross when we're doing it.
That's so cool. So
but the whole thing is, and for me and what we get to do, and for what you guys get to get up and do every day too. I mean, we got to enjoy what we get to do because you do really never know, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a tragedy.
It can all change in an instant. Yeah. Tomorrow, Southern Utah. They're the Thunderbirds, correct?
Yes, SU Thunderbirds are coming to town.
And what is their specialty? What are people going to see?
Offensively, they're going to be multiple, averaging like 280 yards passing and about 225 yards. They're good on offense.
Mm-hmm.
On offense, they move the football and they're fairly athletic. And then, as always, when we play a team, they're gigantic on the offensive line.
Yeah,
6'5" and 310 poundish. And 2 of their losses have been to FBS schools where they competed well against them. So they're not as good as they've been, but they're as athletic as they've been. So it's going to be another test, and it's a great test for us to prove that we can get ready and do it twice in a row.
Yeah, and I mean, how you finish the year is you want to finish strong, so you pick up where you left off the following season.
And
right?
I think the seniors have had a thing all year long is that we were going to get this thing pushed in the right direction this year. We wanted to win championships and all that great stuff, but we've gotten better, and I think our seniors deserve a lot of credit for that. And they go out with a win tomorrow night, and the worst we would finish with a win is tied for 4th.
Oh.
When we considering where we were 5 or 6 weeks ago, that would be a great finish.
Yeah. So get on out. We have a pair of tickets if you want to go to the game right now. 805-543-3693. give us a call, and we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets. And good luck on the recruiting road.
Yeah, I'll be on the trail. I'll be on the road, man. I'll be driving.
Spaghetti dinners.
93.3 KCOZ. It's time to play Know the Show with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
And Matt.
Comedy night tomorrow night at the Broad Street Public House.
Starts at 8 o'clock.
Right in the Cold Dodge parking lot.
Get there early because there's going to be a lot of people there, so you want to come grab a seat early.
Does Black Horse ever get mad at you because you steal people from them?
No, because we have different hours. I mean, we don't open till 3. They close at 5.
Oh, okay.
And rarely are there people there at 3. We open at 3 for a handful of people, but we don't really start getting busy till they're closing up.
Because I think I've gone to a coffee place before and then seen that there's a bar next door, and I'd be like, why am I getting coffee?
That's what we were hoping.
What the hell am I doing this?
When we first started, we were doing brunch, and I think that they were kind of like, well, we didn't have coffee, but we stopped the whole brunch thing. It wasn't happening. Yeah. There's too many cool places to go to brunch. You're not going to come to our little bar next to the parking lot, Dodge Cold parking lot for brunch.
True.
But you will for beers and wine and comedy night.
And trivia night on Sunday night.
That's right. Dr. Ricky Volpe, grocery scientist.
When Matt and I go all Smokey and the Bandit up to Sacramento, which way is Matt going to go and which way am I going to go? What we're giving away, I failed to mention what we're giving away. And this
Face of Winter.
Yeah, the Face of Winter, which is like, that's like the biggest prize that you could ever get is the Face of Winter. I mean, we're giving you the face of a whole season.
Yeah, the entire face.
Yeah.
That's a good-looking face.
Brought to you by Volkswagen.
Even the mouth part.
It's a Warren Miller flick taking place. The premieres on the 28th at the Fremont, and that is a Wednesday night. You can get tickets with us right now, or you can also enter to win online. We're going to be doing this through next week, too. And if you enter to win online or you win with us right now, you are automatically entered to win
a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. New pair of skis from Blizzard and $100 Mountain Air gift certificate. Plus, KZOZ is going to throw down 2 seasons passes to China Peak. Okay, there's not 2 ways to get to China Peak. There's only one way to get to China Peak. Correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Practice. No, that's Broadway or Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
Practice what? Like skiing?
No. Yeah, I guess
it's an old joke.
Oh, okay. What kind of what am I missing on this joke?
How do you get to Carnegie Hall? How do you perform at Carnegie? Or
It's a guy's asking like a cab driver. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? It's practice.
Yeah.
What's that? How come I've never heard this before?
You haven't heard that joke before?
No,
never. I guess it's a performer's thing.
I guess so.
What I do here on a daily basis is not considered a performance? Come on.
You really want to throw your chin out there, Jeff? Don't lead with your chin. You can have a battle of wits with an unarmed person.
You have no idea what you do, how hard this is on a regular basis. Come on.
Well, if it wasn't for the machinery, it'd be a breeze.
Yeah, it would. It would. Okay, so we have, who's this? What's your name again? Sorry, forgot. It's not that funny.
Lenny.
Hi, how's it going?
So one of you is going to go, I think it's the 41 through Avenal to the Circle K, and the other one's going to go, I think it was the 133 to the fruit stand.
Is that 133?
No,
is that what that is?
It's like the 152 or something.
Where's 133?
But
the fruit stand.
I didn't catch the number.
He got the fruit stand. He got Casa de Fruta.
Okay.
He was listening.
You'll accept that?
I'll accept that answer.
He mostly knows the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Lenny.
I'll be the swing vote. Go for it.
Yay.
So you're going to go see a movie, okay?
Yay.
Okay, hold on the line. We'll get some information.
Possibly more.
Have you ever driven to Sacramento, Seth?
Oh, yeah.
Which way do you go?
I went the one time ever.
Oh.
Actually, I
do this trip a lot.
Went past Sacramento to Squaw Valley, which is a great name for a place that's 8,000 feet high. Valley?
There's no valley.
Yeah,
it's on top of the world.
When we did the Tough Mudder up there. And it's just like a long drive, but you can go about 90 and nobody cares.
Yes, on I-80. Once you hit I-80, man, it can.
Yeah, because everybody's like, we want to get through this too. Just go on, keep going. Don't run into anybody. You'll be fine. And there's nobody to run into much. Yeah. I mean, there's cars, but yeah. So I went. I guess this is the most direct way.
Yeah, you probably went to Kettleman City.
Yeah.
You guys went through Kettleman City. That's not the most direct way.
Well,
I'm telling you.
I'm not. I'm
the most
talking
direct way is Avenal.
Yeah, but that's
but
a
the thing
little.
is,
That's
we
a
were in
little
no
tiny
hurry.
cutoff.
We just had to get there.
It's a cutoff that cuts off.
Not that
depending on who's in your car. It's a cutoff that could cut off an hour, up to an hour of time.
No, it
is
cannot.
because if you go to Kettleman City, you are stuck there.
Okay,
getting gas,
oh, right,
getting in and out. Somebody wants Wendy's,
but not because
somebody wants Starbucks.
But not from driving time. It's because of the possible suck time of Kettleman City.
Yes.
If you drove directly, you didn't stop in Kettleman City, it wouldn't be that much of a save.
It still is.
It still would save time.
It still would save time. It still saves time.
I agree.
And I'm still blown away how many people go to Kettleman City instead of going to Avenal. It's like it is the most traveled route.
Where would you rather go?
I go through Avenal every single time.
It's such a nicer place.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
It just goes like it basically goes like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does. I mean, you cut time, but or you go through Casa de Fruta, go to Casa de Chicho,
spend 19
get
more
some
minutes.
Casa de Coffee.
It's 19 more minutes.
Which Spanish for Casa of Frutas.
And you're always dealing with that wild card of Salinas traffic too, or South Gilroy traffic.
Yeah. There's a. But we have to stop. I mean, with the girls, we have to. You're stopping somewhere. Like,
no, you're not.
We're
you
stopping.
guys drive a minivan, okay? Outfit that thing with some coffee cans.
Should we go out and watch cars go by? We're talking about directions now. What's next? The weather?
I love talking about directions. This is not a conversation a lot of people like to have.
I don't know. That in sports, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Directions in Sports show. Thanks for listening this morning.
With Matt, who doesn't watch sports. That's the
perfect part of it. Yeah.